What if we live in Truman Show? It's all real. Nothing here is fake. It's merely controlled. Those are the words that may seem scary for us, but also familiar. And those are also the words that character Marlon uses to describe the Truman Show. If you're not familiar with 1998 classic, let me paint a picture for you. So, as a newborn, Truman was adopted by Christoph, the show director, and has ever since been a main character. However, character is not the best word to describe Truman. He's unaware that all of his surroundings are, in fact, a giant TV set, and his everyday life is broadcasted to millions of watchers around the world. Even the family that he has been really close-knit to, his friends or even love interests, they're really only cast members. All of their speeches and all of their scenes, dialogues, even love confessions, those are not true, since they're scripted by Christoph and the whole writing team. However, in this world, Truman craves authenticity. So, for example, when he meets an extra, Sylvia, that does not really have a relationship to him or doesn't have a possible future with him, he falls in love. And as the feeling is mutual, Sylvia and Truman act in an unscripted way that is unfortunately punished. Sylvia loses her job, and Truman feels devastated. He has never felt like this before. He has never had an authentic, real conversation or relationship with other person. So when he is told that Sylvia moved to Fiji, the island becomes his synonym for freedom, for authenticity. Now, I'd like to ask you if we live also in artificial worlds nowadays. And for this reason, I ask you, how many of you use social media every day, maybe once a week? Raise your hand, please. Yeah, and you can look around and see that it's the majority of us. So we also crave authenticity on social media. So we tend to post, our favorite artwork or our photo, video, and try to be as authentic. We want to seem on social media like we're the creator, we're the Christoph, the director of the show. However, to my mind, we're more like Truman. We are heavily influenced by it, and the influence that we have on social media is only a small one compared to the impact and influence social media has on us. And it appears in a lot of ways. For example, that's my first thought that when I was watching the movie, one of the earliest scenes is the scene where Truman's wife, Marlon, shows him, or maybe I would say the audience of the show, chef's paw. And it's a brief ad that basically it's an advertisement for chef's paw, which is just a knife that everyday housewives could use to do, for example, dinner for their families. So Truman feels strange, but he also thinks like, okay, so chef's paw's great. Like, you're saying all those good things about it. And this is the way that advertisement influences Truman, even though he's not aware of it. So on social media, we also are influenced to buy certain products. It might not always be ad, promotion, or partnership. All of trends are influencing us in our shopping habits. So, for example, that's the one example I really like. So in 2020, I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with the viral dress from Shein. So it was a dress that went viral in a couple of days, and thousands of users were buying it. So what would you say? Like, they were influenced by this trend, but also this trend was not everlasting. It was a micro trend. So after a few weeks, the dress was ripped apart on camera, burned, or in the nicest way possible, which is not a nice way at all, is now in a landfill somewhere, maybe in Colombia. So I feel like that shows how social media really influences us in matter of shopping habits. But also, what for me is most dangerous is that social media does not only influence our shopping habits. So algorithm, for example, on Instagram or Facebook, it shows us more of the things we like, send to our friends, or save. So, for example, if we're searching for ideas, different perspectives, or information about a certain today's issue, for example, there are a lot of issues in the world today, and if you search for one, you're going to be flooded with different perspectives. However, the ones you like, those will assign the Instagram or different social media platforms will assign you a view. And by some time, you will not be hearing from the other side. So your feed will be basically filled out with one-sided arguments, not really touching on the complex world that we're living in. Because of that, we might lose our capacity and our really great trait that is talking to one another and the ability to do so. So if we won't be able to talk to one another, I feel that we have no future in the polarized society that can't talk to one another. So I hope that it painted you the example of many ways that Truman Show is like our reality. However, what can we do about it? Because, Truman Show feels like an eerie dream to our reality. So for this one, I would like to quote Dostoevsky, who said, "The best way to keep a prisoner from escaping is to make sure that he never is in prison. That he never knows he's in prison." Yeah, sorry for that. So I hope that after this TED Talk, you're aware that social media is it can be a metaphor that is basically building a TV set all around us. We all have this personalized TV set. As for Truman, for example, the TV set is an echo chamber for what he has to believe in, what is happening around him. So, for example, in the Truman Show, Meteor, that is the lamp from the TV set, falls right next to him. And after some time, the radio tells him that, well, yes, there was a meteor shower, so just be aware of that. I hope that we will not be so fast to accept the facts. I hope that all of you are going to ask questions about the things that we deem nowadays normal, since, it's all about the perspective. Yes, so I hope that you'll be aware of that, and I hope that you, the future, as we discussed it earlier, are going to be aware that the social media is crafting the world that we want to see, rather a true vision of our complex reality. And having said that, please remember that. And in case I don't see you, good morning, good afternoon, and good night.